Hey everyone, it's Michael. I hope you're doing well today. I have a review for pretty much what's a box set, more than anything. Collecting a lot of little cartoon shorts from over the years, back in the day. Over decades, matter of fact. And that's for the Woody Woodpecker and Friends Classic Collection. This is like a 6-disc set, and I found this at Walmart, dirt cheap. And the thing is, this is going to be a video that no one's going to watch. I don't think anyway. But when I was a kid, they used to do kind of like they did on Cartoon Network with Tom and Jerry. My grandmother and I, when I was super young, we would go out, we'd take a lunch walk, eat some lunch, go on a walk for a little bit. We'd come back, and I would watch cartoons like Tom and Jerry, like a lot of the stuff from Nick Jr., like Little Bear and Franklin and shit. And this is one of the things they used to replay some, and I believe it was on Cartoon Network, if I remember correctly. But there was a lot of Woody the Woodpecker shows over the years, like regular cartoons, but I'm pretty sure the only ones I ever saw were these little theater shorts that were on TV again. But this is the thing. They're like 6-minute shorts a piece. If you cut off the credits, they're like 5.5, And I gotta tell you, I was really looking forward to this, and Woody the Woodpecker does not... It's not as good as an adult. It's not like Tom and Jerry as an adult. It's not like a lot of the older classic cartoons, whether they were in theaters, whether they were just on TV back in the day. They're not as good. They're just not. Matter of fact, I'd rather watch some shows I don't even like that much, like the original He-Man, more than this, and I didn't even grow up on that junk. So anyway, that should tell you a lot. I really was hoping for a lot more with this, and this isn't just Woody the Woodpecker cartoons, like the title says, it's also and Friends. But the and Friends really only applies to one of those things that I actually care about, which is this adorable little penguin named Chilly Willy. I think Chilly Willy, back in the day they used to show some of these shorts there too, at the same time frame. I think they would show like 2 Woody the Woodpecker cartoons and 1 Chilly Willy cartoon when I was a kid. But Chilly Willy was always my grandmother and I's favorite. He is so funny. He's so cute. He doesn't talk or anything most of the time. He talks in some of the later cartoons on here. And he's the best. I think he's the best thing out of the whole box set. He only has like maybe 20 shorts. When I say 20 shorts, I mean like that's not a whole lot, to be honest with you. But there's other characters in here too that I just absolutely do not like whatsoever. I'll get back to Woody the Woodpecker in a second, but some of the other ones included our Andy Panda, who I started watching, and I was like, no. There are some of these other things in here called, like, the cartoons, as in Cartunes. Those, I would watch, like, a little piece here and there on, like, every other disc, and I was like, no, this isn't for me. Wally the Walrus irritates the shit out of me. I cannot stand him. He looks like another character. I cannot figure out who it is, but he looks especially like the 2 guys from Codename Kids Next Door that are like, I think they were teachers, but they were like twins. One looked kind of walrusy and the other one looked like a bison. I don't know if you guys remember those guys, but he looks like them, or they look like him, vice versa. I'm not into Wally the Walrus. Can't stand him. Buzz Buzzard is kind of okay as like an antagonist to Woody the Woodpecker. He shows up in a lot of like the later shorts. I really like him there. He's always like a schemer, like Eddie from Ed, Edd and Eddy. Always trying to make money off of Woody the Woodpecker. There was one particular episode where he kept trying to get more and more money out of Woody, and he would like make a whole fake western town to get Woody to like go over here and buy shovels to dig up buried treasure somewhere. Then he gets the treasure chest out of the ground. He's got to go over here to this other fake storefront and buy keys per each little tiny chest inside of the treasure chests. They keep getting smaller and smaller inside of that older chest. Buzz Buzzard was okay, I would say. I keep wanting to say Bugs Bunny. That's not his name. But Buzz Buzzard was fine, but I don't think he has really any standalone cartoons as far as I know. But getting back to Woody himself, he starts out like in the early shorts I had never seen before in like the first couple of discs of this. He is not as funny or witty or clever in those earlier shorts. And I think it was one of those things that mainly kids would enjoy. And now in hindsight, I can tell you after finishing the full box set, which mind you, if it had been anything else, if someone had recommended this to me and it was not a nostalgia watch, I probably would have turned it off. Just like with X-Files. I'm struggling really hard through X-Files right now, watching it for my other channel. Night of the Living Dude is my horror channel, in case any of you guys want to check that out sometime. But struggling through X-Files and struggling through this are very different reasons. X-Files is really, really dry. This is really, really just mainly for children. But it didn't age the way, again, like Tom and Jerry did. It's not as funny to me as that particular show was. It's got its moments. It got like a laugh maybe every 1 out of 5 shorts. And I mean like a chuckle, like not an actual guttural laugh. There's a reason you didn't see much Woody the Woodpecker re-releases of these old cartoons over the years. You didn't, and there's a reason for that. They're not that great. They didn't age that well. They're not as fun. And I'm not saying they didn't age well in like a political sense. I mean like they just aren't funny. They aren't as well crafted, in my opinion. Maybe for the time they were. Compared to like the Max Fleischer Superman shorts, though, I don't think so. I think those were older than these. I could be wrong about that, so don't hold me to that. But this just didn't interest me as much as like even the Chilly Willy shorts, which those aren't even like the best thing ever, but Chilly Willy as a character was. He made those fun to watch. Woody the Woodpecker is just kind of annoying. With the sped up voice and everything, they can't really figure out the proper tune or the proper actor for his voice. I think Mel Blanc played him at one point. I could be wrong. I know he becomes a woman by the end of the series. But yeah, I feel bad about how this didn't turn out the way I hoped it would. And I was on the verge of not bothering to review this, because why would anybody care about this in 2026? But I just wanted to make a video talking about it because I finished it finally. It was an achievement because I'll probably never watch through this again. Again, as a nostalgia watch, I watched this in kind of like a weird tribute memoriam to my grandmother who passed away it was almost 11 years ago now. And I miss her deeply. So I kind of just wanted to watch through this again after I found it at Walmart not too long ago, like 3 or 4 months ago. But it's been a struggle to get through this. It's really sweet. I think kids would like it. But it's not clever and fun. As an adult, it's not. Which, why would I even bother reviewing it at that point? Like I said. Anyway, what do you all think about the old Woody the Woodpecker cartoons that came out for theaters? What do you think about Chilly Willy and all these other characters like Wally Walrus, who's awful? Let me know everything you think about these down below. Let me know what your favorite short is. I don't really think I even have a favorite Woody the Woodpecker short, because these were kind of mind-numbing, to be honest with you. I don't really remember many of them, to be honest with you, because they're just so forgettable. And even back then, I know we all talk about things like Tom and Jerry again being so good, but that's a classic. That holds up. Looney Tunes holds up so well. This doesn't even hold a candle to something like Looney Tunes, and I think it was designed as a competitor to those. From, what was it, Universal? Yeah. I don't even think this comes close to how good Looney Tunes is. No matter who we're talking about, the worst of Looney Tunes is better than this. So anyway, what do you think about Woody Woodpecker? What do you think about the other Universal cartoons and whatnot? Andy Panda, all of them. I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments down below. Let me know. Thank you all for watching, guys. God bless you all. Catch you later, and goodbye.